Hello everyone, this is Lauren Etheridge again. I just wanted to give you a little preview of the We Will Write platform. Like I said in my lesson plan, this launches on March 4th, but I've been using the beta test platform and my students have really enjoyed it. They have lots of pre-made sets to get your students writing and thinking outside of the box. There are some specifically to elementary school. There are some that are geared toward high school and beyond. But you can also create sets or edit sets. I've done some of that with ones that were pre-made and kind of tweaked it to fit the age group that I had. But for this lesson, I created one called The Impact of Technology. So there are 4 different prompts. The first one is this picture of the kids playing the video game, and it looks like the mom or the babysitter or someone is quite aggravated, and the prompt is, the boys were supposed to be doing something else. The prompt is, how will their choice to play video games instead affect them? And the students have 2 minutes to write, and then the teams will choose one winner from their group and to go up head to head against the best writing response from the other groups. And I'm going to give you a little preview of that in just a second. Here are the other ones. You can't see the whole picture right now, but there's lots of students on their cell phones. One person is not. How are the phones impacting this group of students? We've got a distressed teacher on her laptop who has just received a malware detected notice. Describe how this will possibly affect the teacher and her job. And then we've got lots of happy students on their cell phones and devices. Convince your principal that students should be able to use their smartphones at school. That's our last prompt. So we've got a couple that could be very negative. This one can kind of go both ways a little bit, depending on how students take it. And then we've got one that could be possibly very positive. So we're trying to get both sides of the impact of technology here and get students really thinking about their interaction with technology and just responding. What is technology impacting in our lives today? So another fun feature of this platform is that they have a classroom simulator. And the simulator will show the class screen, or the teacher screen, and the student screen. So students will enter a PIN code, and you can pretend to be, pretend to be the student and the teacher at the same time and just see how things interact. So we're going to put Lauren, and I've been encouraging students to just put their initials instead of their last name, just because things are still in their beta testing and all. Nope, cannot contain symbols. There we go. Alright, and then when there's at least 9 students, you can start the game. It'll split into 3 teams. It will show the student what team they are on, but it will not show who else is on their team. So it could be the person sitting next to them. It could be the person across the room. They don't know. And the first task will appear on the teacher screen, so on the board, and you'll have some time to kind of let students look at the pictures, let them think about what their response is going to be, maybe go ahead and give them a few extra little tidbits to the prompt. And so you can see our timer is counting down right here. And when it reaches the end, it will be time for them to start writing, and they'll have 2 minutes to write their response. And we're just going to put test response here. And teacher can go ahead and move through to the next thing. Students can self-assess. I'm not sure how this went. It was a little bit hard, or I didn't finish, or both. And then they'll get 2 texts from their team, and they have to have to read through those real quick and vote on which one they think is the best. Now for the classroom simulator, these aren't related to the actual prompts at all. Of course, your students' ones hopefully will be on topic. You can vote for one of those, show which one, give it a rating of 1 through 3. In this case, we're talking about how logical is this. All right, and the voting is up. Whichever one wins from your team will then represent the team in the head-to-head. And so the teacher will read all 3 of these. We can do them one by one, put them on the board. And typically down here at the bottom, they have a few little AI prompts that help highlight different elements within the writing. And so you can use those to help you give feedback. And then once you've been through all of the, oh, there we go. I just wasn't waiting quite long enough. The AI will help highlight different things that you can talk about. And then you can say start the vote. And so this student is on team A, and so they cannot vote for that team. They can vote for someone else. And the response that gets the most votes will then earn that team the most points. And you get to see the points move up, and then it will be time for the next prompt. Next prompt will then get extra time. The time goes up by about 30 seconds each time, and we keep going. So if you don't get all the way through all of the prompts, if for some reason y'all take a long time on something, or class is abruptly interrupted for some reason, you can pause things if you're going to be able to come back to it and keep working. Or I have found that you need to kind of skip through to the end to be able to keep all of the responses. So if you try to end early, you just exit out of the program, it will not save the student responses. So we don't want that to happen. But at the end, I'm trying to skip on through this so that I can show you what the end credits look like when they're showing all of the student responses. Of course, we wouldn't be going through this fast, but I really like that at the end they will do this collage of all of the student responses. And let me slow down a little bit because it's coming up. Oh, next one more. It'll show this collage of all of the student responses, and you can click on them and highlight them. You can point out ones that did not make the voting rounds, so maybe some that the students haven't necessarily seen, and give some credit to the students who are still anonymous, but to kind of give a few props where students who are maybe making a good effort but did not completely get top choice. And then, of course, they get to say, did they enjoy this challenge or not? There's also the ability to talk about word counts. For 5th grade, one of our objectives is our word count and trying to beat that. And so you can do that as a team or as a class. And that's just another level of competition and striving to reach our goals. So I hope that you all find this one as interesting as I have. I know my students have really enjoyed it. We've just done a couple of the pre-made sets so far, and I'm really excited to completely integrate this into one of my computer science lessons. And I've also shared this with our ELA teachers at school, and some of them are excited to incorporate it as well. So I hope that you have enjoyed this really quick preview, and I hope you all have a great evening.